show and put the spotlight on Foxtail, which is a D2C skincare brand. It has recently secured $30 million in a Series C funding round that was led by Japanese multinational Kosei Corporation. In fact, the skincare brand is planning to use the funds to accelerate skincare innovation and market expansion. In fact, the company's partnership with Kosei Corporation aims to expand the global beauty leader's presence in India. And to discuss that and more, we're now joined by Romita Mazumdar, the founder and CEO of Foxtail. Thank you very much, Romita, for joining us here on ET Now. All right, so my first question, with this $30 million fundraise that's coming in as part of Series C funding for the company, what are the key areas where this investment will be utilized, and how does it really align with Foxtail's long-term vision?
With this raise, we expect to invest a lot more into our research and development. Foxtail always started with, just one key goal and one key DNA was to do right by the consumers by giving them the highest quality products. So even before we had launched, actually, we'd spend a year and a half in research and development. And even till today, most of our products takes a year to 2 years to come from idea to a final product. With this investment, we want to invest more into R&D to bring better technologies to India when it comes to BPC as a category, to bring better manufacturing capabilities in India, both in terms of packaging and the actual process and formulation process engineering process when it comes to products. And we're extremely excited, to take the next step in the cycle of innovation and ability to, take India at a global level when it comes to R&D in BPC as a category.
And Romita, help us also understand what are Foxtail's plans for expanding its footprint in the Indian market, and of course, what are your plans for international expansion? Are there any plans?
We already do sell pan India. Given that we are a digital first company, PIN code has never been a restriction for us. We expect to continue to penetrate deeper into the Indian markets. Almost 60-70% of our revenue comes from tier 3, with a very strong domination of course, metro and urban areas as well. So we've become a brand that is loved both by the urban and the tier 3 skincare lovers. And we expect to be able to continue delivering on that love, continue delivering on the penetration, and be able to serve the various pin codes in India. That is one. Second, in terms of international, not yet. We do very strongly have always said that we are building for India. I'm not saying that we are not going to be excited to take an India story outside and do right by, take the Indian innovation for the world to see. But I think today we have a lot more work to do in India, and there is still a huge tailwind in India. Indian consumers are a beautiful set of, audience to be able to build for, and we are just right now focused on doing right by them.
Okay, so you're focused on building in India, and then of course, there will be other plans in future. But Romita, talking about the company's financials now, FY25 ending, what is the revenue and PAT guidance for FY26?
At FY25, we will be at roughly a gross revenue of 300 crore plus. That will be a 150% plus growth year on year for us. FY26 will again continue that growth path for us, and we expect to be able to deliver on the growth trends that we have seen over the last 3 years.
Okay, Romita, but what are the trends that are emerging in the skincare industry? Do you see how do you see consumer preferences shaping up, and how is Foxtail positioned to lead in those areas vis-a-vis your competition? Because we're seeing a lot of interest coming in from Korean skincare brands as well. And of course, there are a whole lot of brands that are being independently launched as well.
I think the biggest trend in no, I would say not just skincare, but largely in most consumer categories in India is that users are today a lot more educated about what they want. They are a lot more intentional in terms of decision making of the brand they choose, the product they choose. Part of the reason is social media, part of the reason is increased education, part of the reason is also their ability to pay more. And but we are value conscious users. When we pay 100 rupees extra, we need to know the additional value that comes with it. So, as a combination of all these factors, I think the biggest cause and the biggest, I believe the trend that's there to stay is the amount of investment a user puts in choosing each product that they choose. And hence, the brands have to be more transparent. Hence, the brands have to do a lot more work in terms of doing right by the users. Hence, there has to be a lot of innovations. Dupes don't work anymore. So, of course, I think there are yearly trends, there are seasonal trends, but I think a trend that's here to stay is users becoming more intentional and more mindful in the brands that they are picking, and hence the push for brands to be more innovative, more transparent, and really treat consumers as their kings and queens. I think that trend is here to stay for the next decade or so. Yeah.
All right. So, of course, competition for you heats up because you said that you are in the affordable segment category. And of course, that's where a lot of brands are getting launched in this particular category, Ramita. But any plan to launch new products in the pipeline? Give us a sense of, what is your plan for the next coming months in terms of product launches?
A lot of them. I think I'll end up taking a lot of your time if I talk through them. We actually have done a good job in skincare, and I think we are fairly there. We will have a few additions as our consumer demands and as the research shows us. We are not in a hurry to expand any more SKUs in skincare. We don't feel the need of it. We think that we have a fairly holistic portfolio in skincare currently. We this year expanded into body care with just 4 SKUs, and we've become profitable in 5 months, and we've grown to a 40 crore ARR in this category. So we will see a few more additions in body care in the coming year. We will also move into category expansion, but a lot more of it as it comes into the market rather than right now. Yeah.
All right, so new products, and of course, you're looking at category expansion as well. Thank you very much, Ramita, for helping us understand the deployment of this new fundraise and what it's going to lead to the company, lead for the company. Thank you very much once again for joining us here on Startup Central. And ladies and gentlemen, lots coming up on the other side, but right now we have to slip into a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.